Welcome to Budget Delights. Today we will be making homemade chicken noodle soup with only 6 ingredients and $15. For today's ingredients, you will need a rotisserie chicken, egg noodles, celery, carrots, and a package of mushrooms. For our staple pantry ingredients today, we will be using oregano, basil, onion powder, garlic powder, ground white pepper, salt, and chicken bouillon cubes. Other utensils you'll need is a cutting board, a knife to cut your chicken, a spoon to stir your soup, a pan to put your chicken meat, and a large boiling pan so we can boil the chicken carcass. First things first, we are going to prep our chicken. We are going to be removing all the meat from our chicken and putting the bones into a large pot so they can boil into chicken broth. This process is going to be messy. Make sure you wash your hands prior, and remember, you're gonna get your hands a little bit dirty during this. You're gonna cut off all of your chicken, place it in the bowl, and place all of your bones into the large boiling pot. Once we have fully taken apart our chicken, we will have our pan filled with all of our chicken meat, and we will have our pot filled with the chicken carcass that we are going to boil out to get the chicken broth. We will fill our boiling pot about halfway full with water and turn our stove on to a low heat in order for all the chicken to go ahead and cook down and cook into that wonderful broth. For my chicken meat, I'm only going to be taking a quarter of this and going to be adding this to the chicken soup later. The other 3/4 I'm going to put in the refrigerator for other meals throughout the week. While we are waiting, I'm going to go ahead and cut the carrots, mushrooms, and celery so that we can have it for later to add to our pot of soup. I always suggest that you wash your produce before cutting and using it. Once our chicken carcass has been boiling for about an hour, we're going to go ahead and remove all the chicken bones. We're going to go ahead and make sure we strain all these chicken bones out. Take your time with this and make sure all of those bones are out of the water, and you could just throw this away after. You could clean off some of the meat and use it. We're just going to put it in a bowl so that we can get a little bit of the meat off and then just throw the bones away. Once we removed all of the carcass from our boiling water, we're going to go ahead and add our vegetables. Be careful so you don't splash yourself. I'm just going to add these slowly, and I'm just going to add them all into this mixture. So now that we've added all of our vegetables in, we have our carrots, mushrooms, and celery. We're going to go ahead and let this simmer on the stove probably around 15 to 30 minutes. It really just depends. It's once the celery and carrots get soft, then we can go ahead and add our egg noodles. While our vegetables are cooking, we can go ahead and add some of our seasonings. I'm going to do just a few dashes of garlic powder. And again, this is seasoning to taste. I know about how much seasoning that I like in our dishes, but again, that's totally up to you. This is making a big pot of soup, so don't be light on the seasoning unless you want to season it after. I always suggest when you come to the salt is don't over season with your salt. So just definitely be careful when you get to your salt and do just a little bit at a time. We got our white pepper here, our onion powder, and our salt. Again, just be careful with that. I'm using a little salt shaker so we don't over season, and it's seasoned to taste. And you can also add chicken bouillon cubes, and that will be, if you want a more chickeny flavor, you can go ahead and add those at this time also. Once your vegetables are soft, you can go ahead and add your noodles. We are using egg noodles, but feel free to use whatever noodles you want. This is your classic chicken noodle soup. And we're going to let those cook for about 10 10 minutes. 10 minutes while stirring. noodles are cooked about halfway, we're going to go ahead and add that chicken I cut up earlier. Remember, this was about 1/4 of the rotisserie chicken. And I'm just gonna add that into my mix and then stir it for about 5 more minutes until those noodles are fully cooked. Once your noodles have been fully cooked, it's ready to serve. And with only 6 ingredients, $15, we get delicious homemade chicken noodle soup. Thank you for watching Budget Delights. Please like and subscribe. Let's continue making eating on a budget a delight.